Welcome to New Day Foundation for Families virtual workshop series. I'm Kim Adams. This workshop will help give you the tools and resources we all need to live well. It's information that will breathe life and hope into challenging situations. And while we did design it with cancer patients in mind, we think this information will be useful to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get started. Okay, we'll just take a few minutes and let people jump on, but I am so excited. Thank you so much to everyone who has been so supportive of this webinar series. For those of you that are not familiar with New Day Foundation for Families, first of all, welcome. The goal of New Day is to help families avoid financial toxicity. And what we mean by that is when you are diagnosed with cancer, and myself as a cancer survivor, I know this firsthand, your financial responsibilities don't just disappear so that you can focus on your treatment. And so our goal is to help you pay those hard bills and to help our cancer patients not have to worry about losing their home. You should never have to choose between your home and cancer treatment. It's absurd to me. And that's why we're here, is to take care of those really big bills that are weighing on people's minds, whether it's an electric bill, we have a grocery program, so many different ways that we can really help cancer patients so that the patient can focus on the most important thing, and that is their health and their treatment. And that's enough. And we'll be there to support them and their families who are going through it with them. We are here to support those families. So welcome to the New Day Foundation for Families. And we are so thankful and again blessed that you have supported us through this webinar. We also want to make sure that we thank Comerica, because without Comerica, this would not be possible. And they are also helping our cancer patients in their battle and helping them to, again, avoid financial toxicity, and through this web series to really educate not just cancer patients, but also caregivers, family members, and even just members of the general community. The issues that we talk about in this webinar series are things that you don't have to be going through cancer or know someone going through cancer to benefit from this web series. We talk about all kinds of things, from self-care to ways to avoid financial toxicity. And today I am so excited. We have an amazing guest with us. Andrea Marcellus is not only a life strategist, she's a fitness expert for more than 25 years. She's a mom, she's an author, she's amazing. And you keep listing all of the things that she does every day. And it really does lead us into the topic for this webinar, and that is burnout. And again, you don't have to be a cancer patient or a family member or a caregiver to benefit from this, especially after the year that we have all had. Burnout is a real thing. And Andrea is here to talk about how to get our groove back. Welcome, Andrea.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor and a pleasure to, be able to contribute to New Day in the ways that I can. So thanks so much.
Well, we had you at the beginning of one of our earlier webinars, and you're just one of those people that just brings light into a room, even through a Zoom. Like I feel better just talking to you after that 5 minutes of the breathing technique you taught us. But it's really just, it's you. You're not to
Oh,
sound so 70s, but it's your aura. It's
my goodness.
something about you
Wow.
that really is positive. And I know that those people watching will really benefit from this. So let's get right into it.
Thank you so much, Kim. Great.
Burnout
Okay.
solutions. We are
Burnout
all
solution.
burnt out.
We are. So, everybody wants to get back into it. And then you think, okay, I can get back in the world again. And then you just start to feel it. You start to feel, people talk about this COVID-19, and they mean their physical weight. They're not even thinking about it's the mental weight we've all been carrying. And that load is even heavier. And you put that mental load with a little extra physical load, and that is what creates this total burnout. And so we really need to address this right now, because if we're not at our best up here, we're not going to get to any goal here. It doesn't matter what kind of, program you follow, because you won't have that motivation, and you will do some of those negative behaviors that are, soothing in the short term, but not beneficial in the long term. That's what we all do. I mean, everybody has spent more time this year in front of Netflix with potato chips, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a huge fan of both Netflix and potato chips. And, in my methodology, and you're aware of this, but when I help people get more beneficial eating habits into their life, and movement habits, like with the food, we don't eliminate anything, because that's a diet and that's not a lifestyle. So nothing against potato chips, but what we really want to do is create some opportunities, or find for everybody some places in your day where we can actually reframe your brain and keep you in that positive place, so that you can achieve, physical goals if you have them right now, but more importantly, your life goals, for the people who are going through the cancer treatment, to be able to think about your purpose, your life purpose beyond this moment of this condition. This is a moment for you that and look at it not as an obstacle. I don't want to go, put like, bright, shiny sugar on it and call it, oh, it's an opportunity. But honestly, as we all know, these challenges always reveal to us strengths we never had, or we have, but we don't realize we have. And so, we really want to give you ways to access powers you have in your brain to turn it around any given day. And so that's what our conversation is about today.
Well, and what I love is that everything that you talk about is doable. And I think people, especially when you're either going through cancer treatment or you're a caregiver, you're so exhausted that the thought of adding something else to your life, like a fitness program or a diet program, it's too much. And that's why we really are so blessed to have you, because everything that I have read, and I've read quite a bit about the work that you do, is doable. So it's not adding to your stress and your burnout. It's taking that pressure off your shoulders in a very simple and easy way. Things that people can do from their home. They can do it while they're caring for someone. They can do it while they're going through cancer treatment. And so I'm excited to talk about some of the different ways that we can, alleviate that burnout in our lives.
Yeah. And that's really the thing. So, here's something to make people feel better, because sometimes you get into this worry cycle, and then you feel yourself like as if I'm becoming sort of depressed, or I'm a depressive person, or like whatever. And I want to be clear, I'm a very, what somebody would call optimistic person, a very positive, I'm glass half full. But just because you're a glass half empty person, that's a healthy skepticism, as long as you're not feeling like things are going to go wrong. We need both kinds of people in this world to make things go round. So it's not that people are naturally, positive or negative. It's really about that worry cycle. So we have this amygdala in our brain, and that's the fear and anxiety center. And when you get a cancer diagnosis, or somebody in your family gets that cancer diagnosis, and it's just like what everybody just went through with COVID, that part of the brain lights up with, oh my God. And we start going down the path of all the things that can go wrong, and all the things that are going to be harder, and all the things that might not work out. And what we need to do is have some strategies to turn that off. And the good news is your brain has the capacity at any time to turn that off, and also to create beneficial habits. So why don't we talk first about how to turn that off practically? Okay. So yes, you can become a student of meditation, and you can take long yoga classes and do that. I don't have time for that, and I don't think anybody watching this does. So here are some simple things. So the great thing about your brain is there actually is no multitasking. So if we can find a way to get out of that amygdala and into activities that require your prefrontal cortex, your hippocampus, and your cerebellum to work, those are the cognitive centers, the memory centers, and the places that are responsible for a sense of positive possibility, curiosity, wonder, that sort of a thing. If you can activate those, you immediately reframe. So one of the best things you can do, like immediately, just a quick list, go outside. Going for a walk outside, and they don't understand this scientifically yet. I've done a ton of research and they don't understand, but it literally grows new synapses in that prefrontal cortex of your brain when you are outside in green space. So, I'm all about creating a scaffolding of beneficial habits. So if you just determine today, okay, every morning I start my day going outside, but it's not like I make this structured walk outside. I water my plants.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out with this pitcher of my Keurig pitcher from yesterday's water and an extra pitcher, and I water the plants out, but I start my day outside in green space. And I just know for myself that this is actually growing this part of my brain. When we sit in the worry center of our brain, like you do when you're going through cancer treatment or your family is, you're literally growing that part of your brain wherever. It's just like muscles in the body. If we do 100 bicep curls, we're going to grow our bicep. If you're spending time worrying, you're literally growing that part of your brain and the good parts are shrinking. We don't want that. So you have to build in, right? Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing to me.
So it makes it more purposeful to go, oh, I'm going to do these activities because I'm just giving myself a chance. It's like bicep curls. I'm going to give myself a chance to strengthen. And so two things occur. You do actually get to strengthen that little bits, but also you get a hit of dopamine. That's one of your happy hormones for achieving it. So if I set myself up to go water my plants every day and I do this and I just and I start my day outside or whatever, you don't know why, but you just feel better. But also I get that hit of dopamine. I did it. And that's what we're trying to set yourself up with. So with my 4 daily goals method on my And Life app or, in my book or anything like that, that method is about having you have little things, little self-care items, small ways every day, I say, of helping yourself because we get that hit of dopamine. It's really about your brain. One guy actually described my program as brain training disguised in a fitness program. And that's what it is. So if you can find a time in your day, I challenge everybody, find a time in your day you can get outside, even just to do an activity. We all have plants to water. We all have something. Maybe you're just fluffing your pillows outside and you're right. Sweeping the porch, whatever it is. But getting outside will really help, that green space, being around trees. So just that's one great one you can do right away.
And I like that because even someone who's in a hospital setting, if you're caring for someone at the hospital, get out of the hospital, walk outside. Don't just go to the cafeteria, but literally it's tough in Michigan sometimes,
Yes.
10 and a half months out of the year, but you can actually get outside and you do feel better and you get that break. But what I love the most about that, Andrea, is that when you're going through cancer treatment or someone that you love is going through it, you feel out of control.
Yes.
You feel like nothing is within your control. And knowing that this is a brain issue and that it's like a muscle.
Yes.
And you can actually have control over it, that you can change it very easily by walking outside, building these muscles in your brain. I love that. People always, they ask me, well, you're just so resilient. And I say, well, the best thing about that is that it's not genetic, is that, I will never be, a 6 foot tall basketball player, not in the cards for me, but I can be resilient. We can all be resilient. It's not genetic. It is something that you can learn how to do and your body, and it's very easy to do. So having that control over it really just is the one thing that when you feel like everything else is out of control, it's really not.
Yeah. And I talk with people about this all the time. The whole goal is to make you feel in charge of yourself. So I help people create this scaffolding of beneficial habits. And that is stuff you do, like brushing your teeth. These over time, all of a sudden your body gets stronger and leaner and you feel better. It's like, but it's really just that these were easily repeatable, easily doable things that benefit your health and that shift your brain so that you are able to stay consistent because you're getting that hit of dopamine from doing them, from that sense of achievement. And also, no matter what life throws at you in a day, you just do these things. They start to just become your pattern. And that's the whole key. And the way our brain makes a habit is by having something easily repeatable followed by a reward. So in this case, like with my AndLife app, the reward is if you choose to do tracking, it shows up on here. I can share my screen and show people.
Yeah,
What
I'd love
I'm
to see
talking
that.
about. Why not?
Yeah, and for those that are watching, just so you know, at the end of this, we will make sure that you have all the access to Andrea's app and how to get there, and her book and all these other things. We will make sure that you are able to get in touch with Andrea and take advantage, so you don't have to learn everything right here, right now. There's so much
There's too much.
information.
But
we will make sure we make all those available.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Can I share my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
I see. Share. Okay.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So this is the daily goals, but I can just show people quickly. So this is the home screen of the app. And we always talk about an AndLife for your real life. For this, I mean, and this is for people in general, not even people with the extenuating circumstances of New Day's community, but it's the same idea that, so as you track things throughout the day, you see these bars come across this home screen and you hit these easy targets. I'm telling you to exercise 20 minutes a day. That can be a 12-minute walk around your block. And then I have these great plain clothes workouts you do at your desk or your kitchen counter. And that is doable, even 5 minutes. You know, I have these women in an office in Washington, D.C. that, you know, were working on this project and they knew they were all staying late. And this was like last year, it was like such a hard time. And they would all bring their weights and they would just do this every night. And it gives everybody a burst. It makes you feel better. And the most important thing is that it's energizing. So anyway, this is one of the ways that this is designed to work with your brain to create a habit. Literally just pressing the button that says, I did it, shoots off dopamine. So if we're talking about your exercise time, you've got the endorphins from exercise, but you also got dopamine from seeing your bars go across. Hydration, every time you have a glass of water, and you can set reminders to say, hey, have some water, take care of yourself, reminders for standing. If you're somebody with a step tracker, you can, automatically pair it so that you get credit for those steps you take in the day you're standing. These things count. Just being up and about counts. And then if you kind of see yourself getting credit for it, it really helps you maintain that. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oh, this is funny. This is a client forgetting that it's not now. Anyway, so that's kind of how that works. But you don't need to have my app to understand some of these things. She's going to do this over and over again. You don't need to have my app to be able to do this. These are some of the really things you can do. If you are figuring out the meals you don't share, the meals you kind of grab on the go, and you optimize those to be these superfoods that energize you, that care for you, and that are really easy for you to make, that will help you feel in control and in charge every time you eat. And one thing that is really, really important, we need to do away with good or bad in terms of food. Food is either beneficial or less beneficial. And we all eat less beneficial foods. I am 49 years old. I'm super fit, and I will absolutely eat the cream filling out of a Twinkie on a right day. So like, it's stop, measuring your food in calories, whatever. This is a snack. This is a meal. Like, that's it. And that's probably enough energy to get you and eat every 2 to 4 hours. I help people understand, if you get yourself on that schedule, the energy you get from that is crazy. We eat too much in one portion. And then all our body's energy and attention goes to digesting that food, and it saps your brain. As
So when you
opposed
say a
to
hand portion, you mean every meal or snack should be fit
whatever
into
you're
a hand?
eating, think of this is a snack. A
Right.
snack is one hand, a meal is kind of two hands, like
Oh,
loosely
okay.
imagine. That
Got
is an easily digestible portion. Eat that and then take a second to see, am I still hungry or am I food soothing at this point? And some days we are food soothing, and you can kind of know that. But I challenge you to go, all right, I'm going to food soothe for 2 more bites, and then I'm going to put that away because I want to stay energized, and I'm just going to get up and do something else. It helps to know what you're going to do after you eat while you're trying to modify these behaviors. But remember, if you're using the app to help you, or the worksheets in my book or something, you
Mhm.
get to check it off, and you're going to get that hit of dopamine. So not only are you getting the pleasure from the food you're eating, and by the way, you must like your food. I do help people superfood the foods you already eat, and like we keep it simple. Like, I'm eating these 2 things for breakfast right now till I get sick of one. I'm eating these 2 things for lunch right now till I'm sick of one. This is another way to feel really in charge, that you just pick foods that are super easy for you, that are clean and whatever, and that really boost your nutrition, but that take 2 seconds for you to make, and that you don't just do a ton of different recipes, or you don't leave it to chance. You just know, and that makes your shopping list really small. It saves a lot of money, and you just geek out on the same foods. These are the meals you don't share, so that on the meals you do share, you can have whatever you want. I have kids. We eat pizza, we eat white pasta, we eat, and you don't have to think about it. And you'll find it's really about the how. By eating this much or this much and giving it a second to see if you're fine, and knowing you're going to eat again in 2 to 4 hours, that energy is incredible, because we're not spending all our time digesting. And also, some people think they have food allergies, and really it's just a digestive issue from eating too much food at one time, eating too quickly. It's not properly digested in the stomach. I like to describe it this way. Your stomach, think of it, even if you have like this washing machine with all the bells and whistles and superpowers, and like, it should fly you to space as well as clean your clothes.
Right.
If you overload that washing machine, all the detergent is not going to get around all the clothes. All the dirt is not going to get rinsed off. It's just not going to happen if it's overloaded. Your stomach's kind of the same way. You have all these enzymes. It has a churning action. It has all that. That food has to be pre-digested. If there's just too much, it's just some of it's going down without that real great digestive process happening. And also, I'm big on hormones. There's a hormonal conversation between your stomach and your brain. And if you're grazing all day, you're constantly picking, you're never actually hungry. And your body doesn't understand full either, or satisfied. I like people to eat to satisfied, not full. Full actually means I need to take a break in life and go sit. If you need to sit and rest, you ate
Right.
2 bites too many. Go for satisfied and then be energized. So that's a lot of information. That's really a lot in my book and stuff like that. But those are some simple things you can think about. So the takeaway is, try this or this, give yourself 2 to 4 hours in between, and just see how much energy you have with that, and see if some of these digestive issues you have don't go away, which also helps you feel in charge. Because when we're super stressed, that I'm somebody who it definitely affects my digestion, and helping yourself just on the literally how you eat side of it can really help that a lot and make you feel infinitely better.
And I like that you can eat the foods that you like, and that you don't have to learn all these new recipes. I mean, listen, when you're going through a difficult time like a cancer diagnosis, the last thing you want to do is find 15 ingredients for a white bean chili that you've never made before. You just don't want to. You're tired. You want it to be simple, simple, simple. And I personally don't mind eating the same thing
Right.
over and over if I don't have to think about it. If my grocery list, like you said, is smaller,
Yeah.
and maybe down the road, okay, then we start incorporating in some new recipes and things like that. But what happens for me when I try new foods and new diets or whatever it is, all I can think about is food. then I'm
Yes.
consumed by it. As soon as you tell me I can't have something, not a big ice cream eater, but as soon as you tell me I can't have ice cream, it's the only thing I can think about. And so
Yeah.
I find myself just thinking about food. If I don't have to think about it because I know what I'm going to have for breakfast, I know what I'm going to have for lunch, same thing I have every day. It's
Yeah.
easier for me and it's less
And
stressful.
yes. And see, the thing is, you are a creature of habit already. So
Yeah,
the idea is, well, just superfood that. Like,
right.
just make that. If you eat yogurt every morning, like, let me tell you how to make yogurt better. And then that's all you need to do. I didn't change what you were doing. We just made it you
Made it-
plus. And
Yeah,
easy
right.
peasy. And then there's no thinking. Part of the fatigue is decision fatigue. We need to take decisions out of the day, these little decisions, because that's exhausting. And that snacks are the killer for people. That's why I like literally teach snacks classes. Like, so, on my website, I have courses that can help you through a 6-week program to find out what works best for you, not what Andrea Marcellus eats. What do you eat? And then you learn how to optimize that a little bit, and then you're good to go. And you learn how to get some of these habits into your life.
I
I
love that
want to,
decision
yeah,
fatigue. I think we have that.
decision
I
fatigue. I
say
want
that
to,
all the time, especially as moms, because we have to decide every day. As soon as you make your kids breakfast, it's okay, what's for lunch? Okay, what's for
yeah.
dinner? Okay, it's just constantly making decisions. And that's why when it's time for a date night or whatever, and they ask, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? It's like, I want just you decide. I can't
It's so true,
anymore.
right?
It's funny. Albert Einstein, actually, I read that he had 7 pair of khaki pants and 7 white shirts because he said there are more things in life to think about and decide than what he's going to wear every day. He wore the same exact outfit every single day.
Well, this is a real thing. I have this thing called Rule of Awesome, and actually that'll be my second book, and it's one of my 5 life strategies. But I talk about this in terms of food. Like, you have to love your food. It has to be awesome. The rule of awesome is if it's not awesome, don't do it. And you fill your life with lots of awesome. And so I love my breakfast. I love both things I eat for breakfast right now. I
What do you eat for
really love.
breakfast? I have to know now.
So I had chia seed pudding. I have like 5 chia seed pudding recipes on my app, and it's an oat milk chia seeds. Chia seeds are super high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're really tough to get, and they're really important for your overall wellness. It's how I get them, and walnuts in it. And then there's all sorts of varieties. I love chia seed pudding. And for me, oatmeal, which is, I love oats, are great, but for me, oatmeal actually makes me feel bogged down. Oatmeal makes me tired, I've discovered. Like, so chia seeds do not, and I have a ton of energy, and I eat, so there's that. Or I eat 1 egg and a piece of this certain kind of bread that I really like, and it's just, it makes me happy. That's fantastic. 1 egg and this piece of toast. And sometimes it's even just the half a piece of toast is plenty, because I'm going to be moving in the morning and busy, and I don't want to be, that feels right to me. But
Right.
that might be a little too little for somebody else. And then
I
I
need
eat
your,
again
I need your
mid-morning.
app
I
because
know
I
it's,
had a
but all of
Pop-Tart
these are
this
on the
morning.
app, and they're all,
It's good.
because it's like the recipes I make up for myself. Like, they're all 2 seconds. And I'm going to hopefully talk with New Day about trying to get, maybe I can get my whole wellness video library for this community, where you can see me make these little things, or you can get the idea of how fast it is, or like lots of suggestions like this to help people, or to understand. We hear antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. What are those? Well, I'll let you know why, and I'll let you know what they are, and then so you can just no-brainer it, and that's where it's good. I wanted to show you, there was a third-party study done on this methodology, the things I'm talking about, and as you can see, people really, I mean, this was men and women, I never met them, doing this a 30-day program using the app and doing what I'm talking about. So I'm not pushing my products here. I'm just talking to you about this idea of creating a scaffolding of, I'm going to try to move 20 minutes a day. I'm going to try to eat these portions on a schedule. I'm going to try to, drink 8 to 10 glasses of water, keep my caloric drinks to under 2 a day. Drinks and calories are one of the biggest, sticks in the wheel of a fitness journey. And then also I'm going to try to stand an extra 60 minutes a day.
Okay.
100% of people improved on 5 mental wellness measures: productivity, focus, energy, mood, and confidence. They talked about energy. The first 3 days they did it, I don't let anybody change a single food you eat. It's just eating on that schedule so you
Mhm.
can experience it. Generates so much energy. And this community, especially, whether you're the patient or whether you're the caretaker or somebody just around this,
Yeah.
it's saps your energy. And by giving yourself this process to take care of yourself during the day and not overeating at any meal, you generate so much needed energy to keep moving forward with your life. So much about feeling out of control is not having the energy even to move forward, kind of giving into that whirlpool of doubt and fear and anxiety. And when that amygdala is going, we're sending out a lot of adrenaline and cortisol. The adrenaline helps you make really bad short-term decisions.
Mhm. I'm going to have you real quick, Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you stop sharing your screen. I didn't realize
Oh,
that they can't, our participants can't see you
oh no.
while we're also sharing the screen. So we'll bring
Okay.
it back. We're going to have all those again on our website and
Yeah, I'll put
all
them
the
up.
access to your app, but we want to see you too.
Hi.
So, okay, I'm sorry I
Okay.
interrupted you.
I'm back. Well, no, just, and then you have all that cortisol floating out in your body. And that cortisol is designed for you to run from a lion. Cortisol shuts down your digestive processes and all that stuff. So your arms and legs can flee, you can
Yeah,
go.
right. Fight or
And,
flight, yeah.
but when we're in this chronic state of stress, just because of an illness or because of caretaking or just overwhelmed with life, we don't need our digestion to be slowed down. Thank you very much. But that's what's happening. So again, ways to get your brain out of that. And if those ways are like these things that are about self-care and about helping you get towards your fitness goals, then even better, right? Every
Right.
one of these things, you have that glass of water, again, dopamine, you achieve something for yourself and that will help you. All these little small things
I
will
love
really help.
tracking it. There's something about, like you said, that dopamine hit. I love tracking it because, like you said, I think about, did I drink enough water today? I don't really know. Did I? But to have it show me, no, you still need 2 or 3 more glasses, is really helpful. I want to get real quick though,
Yep.
the standing.
Yes.
Did I see something that said you need to stand an extra 60 minutes a day?
Every day.
What does that
Standing.
do?
Okay, so first of all, people, the most common pain is that lower back pain or hip pain, and
Yeah.
also neck pain, right? So when you sit, I'll show you how you and everybody else sits, and me too, I'm a writer. So we
Yep.
sit like this, and this is our life.
Right.
These muscles, and for women, these muscles tend to be weak anyway, but when we're like this all day, driving on our phones, typing, these become what we call hypertonic, which is the worst possible combination. It means tight and weak. And then this pulls your chin forward. This shortens the muscles in the back of your neck. And then that creates a ton of strain. And that's why you wish anybody in the world would just come up and put their thumbs right here and push as hard as they can, right?
Yeah.
So the way you can alleviate that is by, standing more in the day. And always, I like to think of it this way. It's such a yoga thing, but lifting your heart to the sun. If anytime you're like this and you think, lift my heart, first of all, just on a kind of spiritual level, it's the earth we have energy. We have this, you feel this energy, people
Yeah, I
watching.
knew it. I told you there was something about you. I knew there was something around you.
Well, take my energy, take the sun's energy. It's the gift we all have for each other. You lift your heart to receive that energy. Again, all it is this to this, and you feel like you did something for yourself, right? Breathe. You feel infinitely better, and you'll see it instantly releases the back of that from just that posture. And then from sitting too much, we get what's called an anterior tilt in the pelvis, your lower back curves. And that creates a lot of strain on these muscles in the back. I won't get into the anatomy of it, but basically just by standing and keeping your abdominals gently engaged, you align yourself better, and we end up alleviating pain. We prevent it. But the other thing is that metabolically, you're helping yourself by keeping your metabolism going just by standing more throughout the day. You fidget, you move. I read one study where it was just about fidgeting. just about people who fidget. And I want to say, I'm going to get this wrong. It's such a lie right now, but it's like they dropped like, I don't know, in this control group versus this other group, 5, 10 pounds in a year just by fidgeting, being told to fit just by,
Moving, yeah.
they're up. So if you don't have a chair to sit in, you just move, you just do. And that's one of the easiest things we can do. That's why on the home screen of my app, standing counts. And if you can get yourself in the habit of adding more standing and standing breaks, first of all, you're going to alleviate your pain. You're going to give yourself a chance to strengthen these postural muscles, which are so crucial, and especially for caretakers, and especially if you have to be lifting somebody. But
they have desks. I just ordered, I think the younger generation is getting this much more than we are, because I ordered a desk for my older son. He has scoliosis and some back problems, and we got, there you go, a standing desk.
It goes up. It goes down. This is a game changer. And I'll tell you, spend that extra, $20 or whatever on the one that electronically goes up and down. I keep a stool here. Sometimes I stand, sometimes I sit, but this is, I stand most of my afternoon at this point. And it's just really important. And that is one way that you've done something for your fitness and your wellness all day, even if you didn't get a workout in, it's really,
should you be just standing? Because when I stand like in line or in one spot, my lower back actually hurts. So should you move while you're standing, or should I fidget more?
Moving around helps, shifting your weight helps, shifting that kind of stuff. You build up to it. I hate going to museums. I got to be honest, I'm super strong. I don't know what it is about being around a museum all day. My back starts to hurt too. I don't know. Like, I honestly, I'm fascinated with this with myself even, but that the app will send you reminders to stand up throughout the day. And it doesn't have to be a whole hour at a time. I can stand for hours at a time writing, and that doesn't bother me. Hours at a time in a museum, I notice my back. So maybe it's my brain being occupied.
So it doesn't have to be 60 minutes all at once.
No, but what you'll find is you start to get more comfortable that way, and actually sitting for long periods of time becomes uncomfortable. And that's what we're looking for in life. All of these things, the food thing. What I'm not telling you about the food thing is when I optimize those meals, when you figure out for yourself these meals you're going to eat throughout the day that are superfoods, they change your taste away from salt and sugar. So when you go to eat richer foods, you have them and they become too much faster than before. So there's no willpower involved. All of these strategies I have remove the concept of willpower. It becomes your honest preference. So I can eat potato chips right now. I will not eat a bag of potato chips. They become too much really quick. I can trust myself with potato chips, and the same thing with standing or exercise, it becomes your preference. And that's where we want to be in life, where these things are honestly your preference. And so all of these methodologies are a way, one, to reframe your brain throughout the day, but also to make these beneficial choices habit and preference.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. And I want to make sure that, we keep talking about your app, and some people might be, like, what is she saying? So it's like Andrea, or AND/life.
And so it's available on the App Store and on Google Play Store. But if for people watching, I'm working with New Day to try to find a way to get it to you either for free or for the lowest possible cost I can. Please keep in mind, and I'm going to tell you why Apple's in a big lawsuit right now. They take 30% of every sale of every app or every product. So it's huge. It's a very hard business to run, but this is my great pleasure to be able to try to give this to New Day. But please understand, if Apple won't let me, if I can't find a way, I might have to charge some very low fee. I don't know. I'm working it out with them.
It's very low, just so
like that.
It's very low. Yeah.
But other stuff, we're going to try to figure out how to get to you. And mostly my video library. I have a forum on my website where you can actually find me and my team and have access to me. So if you go on there and you request you request admission and just say you're a New Day person, then I know. And then that way you can have access to that growing community on there. It used to be a Facebook group and we're pulling it in. So it's our own people, and it's either people I've invited or people who have actually done one of my programs, have the app. So it's very like-minded in a very good constructive space. I don't want people on there talking about keto and paleo and do this and do that. No, I want people to find out what works out best for them. And like, we're not doing any trends or fads or anything, we're just here doing our thing and, helping each other.
And that's honestly what really brings this full circle, is that I started this webinar by talking about how everything that you talk about is so doable. It really is. We've put your website, AndreaMarcellus.com. It's in the chat now, but we'll make sure we email everyone who's watching. And, it's just, also, I just saw
That's
there,
amazing.
New Day's covering the cost of the app for the first 20 people who sign up. Well,
Wow, that's amazing. Oh,
yes.
Gina, my goodness.
So there you go. The first 20 people, because it is worth it. And honestly, it's a very small fee, but we're going to cover the first 20 people. So that's 20 people, 20 of our families, and even those that aren't in that 20. Again, this is so reasonable. Sometimes, I've had fitness experts and lifestyle experts or life coaching, and they're so amazing. And then they tell you how much their retreat or the webinar, and you're like, whoa, hang on.
No. And I'll tell you something else. I
Yeah.
have an online shape up course. So I have my book, The Way In, and there's a 6-week shape up course. And don't be scared. It's about what we're talking about, slowly getting these beneficial habits in your life. And it's like a $330 course, but anybody from New Day, you just send me a message and I will just give you the course. I think I have to charge $1 for it, but it will help you through it. I think these platforms, you have to do so. I don't know. They're all different. I'm speaking out of turn. I don't know. Somebody on my team is going to be like, boom, Andrea, stop it.
No,
but anybody from New Day can find me. And because it's just will give you such a lift. And again, these are videos you can watch on your own time to help you through it, so you're never alone. And then you can find me on the forum. We really, really love, I just want to talk about New Day for a second. Where the synergy and why I love this foundation is because it's practical. Like, here's the thing. What people get super stressed about is the finances. When that New Day is going after, it's not just about, oh, here's this resource or that resource or whatever, which you may or may not do, because that even feels overwhelming, reaching out to a resource for help, but just that practical, here's what you need. It's like that rule of, when somebody is sick or, needs help, you don't go, well, what can I do to help you? It's overwhelming for them to come up with what you can do. It's like, can I, clean your house for you? Can I bring you food on Wednesday? That's the way to help. And New Day does this in such a fabulous way. It's like, I can't do enough for this organization. I think it is so the right thing to be doing to help people. And that's what I'm trying to do with fitness and wellness. What's the right thing for people? And the right thing is meeting them exactly where they're at, building off their strengths, and really letting them know you have got this. You've so got this. This is so possible and doable, and you just need the tools, so it feels like such alignment. I really appreciate this organization. Appreciate you. You're the big, conduit to everybody.
We definitely appreciate you. And you're right. There is that synergy there, because we just want to make it simple for people who are going through a very difficult time, and not add to their stress, but to take away that stress. And even just the few things that you've said today, if nothing else, even if you don't go to the app, even if you don't do that, go outside, drink water, and stand for 60 more minutes a day in little chunks. There you go. Boom.
That's it.
You've already done whatever it is to your brain to help grow that muscle and relieve that stress. So we appreciate you so much.
And I just want to tell you one thing. On the app, there are classes called foundations classes. They are specifically designed, actually, like, everybody in the community can benefit from those. Those are I started making them from a client of mine who was going through cancer treatment while we were doing it. And so they are classes that specifically really help these core stability muscles, those kind of things, to if you are recovering from injury or illness, or say you're a caretaker, you're not so strong and you're somebody that has to lift people, those are the classes you really
Yeah.
want. And they're short and but they go right for it. So just keep that in mind. It's stuff that's really particular for people in the situation of the New Day community.
Well, thank you so much again. We will have again all this information for
Great.
anyone who wants to get in touch with you. Thank you again for being so generous with us and with your
Oh,
time. We appreciate you so much.
my sincere pleasure. I appreciate you all.
And it's nice and early out in California.
It is. It is. It's like, okay, my next thing. Here we
So
go.
go enjoy your sunshine and the rest of the day. We appreciate you so much,
All right. Take care. Mwah.
Andrea. And once again, we want to thank Comerica Bank and Comerica for sponsoring this webinar. We appreciate you so much so that we are able to bring more information to our community here at New Day Foundation for Families. If you'd like to learn more, you can always visit foundationforfamilies.org. Have a great day.